very much. Wild blue yonder, what are you talking about? Yes, so it's wonderful to be here at 5 by 15 to talk about clouds. You may wonder what clouds, why they would fit within an evening themed on nourishment. But I'd like to talk about nourishment that's nothing to do with the digestive system. Nourishment perhaps of a more holistic kind. Nourishment for the spirit, the mind. And I think that is something which, that sort of nourishment is something which a perfect sustenance, a perfect nutriment, a perfect daily food are clouds. And I'm going to explain why. So first I should maybe talk a little bit about why I started the Cloud Appreciation Society. I mean, it is for this reason, but it's interesting maybe to see how it came about. I was asked to give a talk about clouds at a literary festival down in Cornwall that a friend of mine was doing. This was before I'd started the society, before I'd written any books or anything. And I said, of course, I'd love to do a talk about clouds. And I was worried about whether anyone would come along, because clouds get a bad press. It's written into the language. Someone's got a cloud hanging over them. There's a cloud on the horizon. These are negatives. And so I thought, will anyone come along? Well, if I give the talk an unusual name, maybe people will be more likely to come. So I called it the Inaugural Lecture of the Cloud Appreciation Society, just because I thought it sounded weird. And it was full. It obviously worked. Problem was, everyone came up to me afterwards and said, great, how do I join? And I thought, oh God, well actually maybe we do need a society in appreciation of clouds. Maybe we need to be reminded that clouds are one of nature's most beautiful displays. Most poetic displays. So when you become a member, you get a badge. And very important to have a badge. You also get a certificate. We do hereby certify the person's name was elected as a member of this society on the date and will henceforth seek to persuade all who listen of the wonder and beauty of clouds. So a campaigning element was what I saw was needed with this society. It kind of grew and grew. I put up a website, and it just sort of, I had no plans for the society, I had no ideals or ambitions for it. It just kind of grew of its own accord, and now we've got 31,000 members in 94 countries around the world. And they all send in, one of the things they send in is their photographs. You get the impression all these people have been taking pictures of clouds all these years, and no one is interested to see them until now. And they all started sending them in. And so all the photographs I'll show you of clouds now are photographs that were sent in and are on the gallery of the website, sent in by members from around the world. So how about we just start with this friendly little cloud. I don't know if there are any cloud spotters in the audience today. Does anyone here know, by any chance, what type of cloud this is? Very common cloud. Put your hand up and It's a cumulus cloud. Well done. Round of applause and a badge to you. Would you pass that? Oh, there you go. It is indeed a cumulus cloud, named after the Latin for a stack or a heap. And the Latin names for these clouds generally refer to the way they appear. So cumulus clouds, I love cumulus clouds because they're like sort of, they're the fair weather cloud, all right? So they always these are not the ones that give clouds a bad name. The fair weather clouds, they form on a sunny day, and they're light-hearted clouds. I also like the fact that they are like the generic cloud. So if you were to close your eyes, think of a cloud, it would probably be a cumulus that came to mind. And it's probably this reason why it's always cumulus clouds you see in kids' drawings, all right? In fact, no 6-year-old's drawing of a house with a front door, a chimney with the smoke coming out of it, a levitating family is complete without cumulus clouds in the sky above. So yes, I like them for that reason, the fact that they are like the sort of basic, the generic cloud. But I also like them for another reason, which is their crisp edges mean that cumulus clouds are good ones for finding shapes in. Now, finding shapes in the clouds is an essential part of cloud spotting. And it's one that was rather beautifully expressed by this fellow, Coleridge. He said, "Oh, it is pleasant with a heart at ease just after sunset, or by moonlight skies to make the shifting clouds be what you please." Rather beautifully expressed that idea of finding shapes in the clouds. In fact, I think he should get a membership, posthumous membership to the society for that. And this is one of the reasons why I think clouds are nourishment for the soul, because they are stimulating to the imagination. They stimulate our creativity when we're sitting back and just gazing. Our imaginations can drift along with the clouds. And so I encourage members of the society to send in their photographs of clouds in the shape of things. I love it when they do. I've always kind of wanted more and more of them. We've got over 1,000 clouds in the shape of things on the website. And they send in, here are some cumulus clouds in the shape of things that people have sent in. So we've got goldfish, cloud spotting bunny. We've got the Michelin man going to rob a bank. You see there's that detail there of the pistol. It's rather important to spot the detail. A crocodile at the dentist. I don't know, does that work for you? Some people see them better than others. Crocodile at the dentist. A topless sunbather. Cloud type number 2, all right? Any ideas? Any ideas out there? Yes, you down at the back. A what? I'm sorry, it is not a stratus. No, you can't have another go. Yes. Cirrus, it is indeed a Cirrus. Round of applause. And he gets an enamel badge. Enamel badge. There you go. Could you please pass that back to him? Cirrus. So this is the Latin for a lock, as in a lock of hair. These clouds look particularly delicate. I think they're one of the most beautiful of the 10 basic types of clouds. These ones I'm talking about initially are the 10 basic types. The most beautiful, I think, of those 10 basic types are the cirrus. They're made entirely of ice crystals. They're high clouds compared to the low clouds that the cumulus were before. And these ice crystals, as they fall down through the high atmosphere from the altitude that planes cruise at, they can be whipped along by the winds. Whipped along by very fast winds, in fact. The winds up in the jet stream can be as high as 180 miles an hour. But from down here, they seem to move really quite gracefully because they're so far away. And this is the second important thing about clouds and nourishment for the soul. They move slowly. To sit down and contemplate the clouds is to slow down. And we need to slow down every now and then. To spend just a few moments each day contemplating the clouds is, in my mind, a little bit like meteorological meditation. And very good and important for that reason. To have your head in the clouds every now and then helps you keep your feet on the ground. On to the next type of cloud. Oh, there's another cirrus while we're at it. On to this enormous fellow. Any thoughts about this mighty one? Yes. Cumulonimbus, absolutely right. Round of applause. Embroidered society patch, iron on. Iron on, all right? You're welcome. Cumulonimbus is what it is. The king of clouds, as is often described as. This one would be more strictly described as a cumulonimbus calvus. Calvus meaning bald. All right? When it is a bit more mature, a cumulonimbus cloud turns into capillatus, meaning hairy. As you can see, the top part looks more like a kind of enormous bouffon by this stage, and spreads out these cumulonimbus storm clouds, the mighty storm clouds spread out at the top in this anvil shape. Look rather graceful from a distance like this, but if you're down below, they can be very, very fierce clouds. These are where thunder and lightning is produced, hail, storm cloud this is, and enormous rushes of air up and down within the cloud. If you're below one of these clouds, you may take issue with a quotation by this fellow who described the weather like this. This is John Ruskin. Sunshine is delicious, rain is refreshing, wind braces us up, snow is exhilarating. There really is no such thing as bad weather, only different kinds of good weather. Well, if you were under a cumulonimbus storm cloud, in fact, if many of them were gathering together into a multi-cell storm with tornadoes and hurricane winds, pelting rain and hail, you might disagree that there's no such thing as bad weather. But the point I think he was making is this. The weather is something that we all inhabit. We don't just observe it, we feel it. And to be observing and watching the clouds, even the mighty clouds like the cumulonimbus, which embody the power, the mighty power of the atmosphere, is to be connected to our surroundings. So for that reason, he's getting a membership too, all right? Because I think that's an important second part, is the way that we engage with our surroundings. It's easy when something is there the whole time. When clouds are there the whole time, they're so omnipresent that we become blind to them. We become blind to their beauty. We don't even notice them. You need to be tapped on the shoulder to be reminded of their presence every now and then, I think. Which brings us on to some more exotic types of clouds. Those were part of the 10 basic types. We're now moving on to some more exotic and unusual cloud types. Any specialists in the audience? Anyone have an idea of what cloud might be? Yes, Francis. Lenticularis cloud, it is indeed. What are we on to? Well done. 2013 cloud spotting calendar. There you go. Well done. So actually the full name would be Alto Cumulus Lenticularis. Lenticularis, the Latin for a lentil. Okay, all right, 2 minutes. Okay, so move on quickly. There are some other ones. Look at that. These 4 grey seals are obviously members of the Cloud Appreciation Society. These can look fantastic, these clouds, and they are formed when wind passes over raised ground. A moist airstream and takes a wave-like form. And these lenticular, these lens-like clouds can form at the crest of each wave. They often look like UFOs. So they're named after the lentil, but I think that's because no one knew the Latin for flying saucer or UFO. Another rather exotic cloud type, and this is the last one, quickly, right at the back there. Mammatus, absolutely right. So Mammatus cloud. There you go, Cloud Collector's Handbook. Would you pass that back down, please? Thank you very much. The Mammatus cloud, also known as mamma from the Latin for udders. Udders is what that's named after. We also get the roll cloud, which travels along ahead of a storm, rolling along in a wave of air. The rare and fleeting horseshoe vortex cloud. In that book I just passed back, you get points for the different clouds you spot. This you get 45 points for, not the highest scoring cloud. That is the Kelvin-Helmholtz wave cloud. None other than the Kelvin-Helmholtz wave cloud. Now, the point I'm making here is that these clouds, though they are extreme and seem otherworldly almost, you get examples of these in everyday skies. Just smaller examples in little patches. And the point I'd like to make is that if you look into the everyday in the right way. You can find the exotic. You can find the miraculous in the mundane, the exotic in the everyday. And that's another reason why I think cloud spotting is good for the soul. Finally, we're going to come on to, oh yes, that's right. Finally, we've got Aristophanes. Right? Aristophanes liked to write about the ancient Greek playwright, liked to write about clouds, put them in a few of his plays. We get Cloud Cuckoo Land comes from one of his plays. He also described in another of his plays the clouds as the patron goddesses of idle fellows. Yes, all right, you can have a membership, Aristophanes. There you go. I think you should get one for that. The patron goddesses of idle fellows. Cloud spotting achieves nothing. It is a pointless, aimless activity. It gets you nowhere. And for that reason, it is very, very valuable. It is an excuse for doing nothing. And in a society where we feel the need to be busy the whole time, answering emails when we've left work, updating our Facebook page, just tweeting, whatever, doing our blog, we need excuses for doing nothing but just sitting there and seeing that one looks like a bad hair day. Or that one over there looks like Mick Jagger's lips. Or that one's two cats dancing the salsa. So an excuse for doing nothing. And finally, I think, well, in a way, it sums up this view of clouds as nourishments for the spirit in the Manifesto for the Cloud Appreciation Society, something I did when I started the society. I think any society needs to have a manifesto, say what it stands for. It's 50 pages long. No, it's not. It's just one page. The Manifesto of the Cloud Appreciation Society. Someone told me if you're doing a talk, you must number your bullet points. When you do a PowerPoint presentation, it gets the crowd much more excited and interested. So that's what I've done. Number 1, we believe that clouds are unjustly maligned and that life would be immeasurably poorer without them. Number 2, we think that clouds are nature's poetry and the most egalitarian of her displays, since everyone can have a fantastic view of them. Number 3, we pledge to fight blue sky thinking wherever we find it. Life would be dull if we had to stare up at cloudless monotony day after day. Number 4, we seek to remind people that clouds are expressions of the atmosphere's moods and can be read like those of a person's countenance. Number 5, we believe that clouds are for dreamers and their contemplation benefits the soul. Indeed, all who consider the shapes they see in them will save money on psychoanalysis bills. And so we say to all who listen, look up, marvel at the ephemeral beauty, and always remember to live life with your head in the clouds. Thank you very much.